Alright, here we go. This is a cast of Mirage, a single player against 2 AI on the newest PTR patch of Stormgate. So this is going to be interesting. I heard this was a very fun game. Mirage is one of the top players of Stormgate currently, and the PTR, the public test realm of Stormgate, is live, so you can go and join it on Steam right now. A lot of changes has gone in, a lot of balance changes to the 1 versus 1 and 2v2 mode. And for the latest part, you can add these AI bosses or heroes, or what you want to call them, as your opponents in custom 2v2s. And for some reason, Mirage decided that he could take on both of them at once. So Vokurka is, of course, an infernal, specialized in flying units built from these Twilight Spires, and Major Galt is a vanguard specialized in some crazy atlases and a lot of very upgraded, very veteran units. So that's going to be interesting. So Major Galt and Vokurka doing their AI stuff. We're not going to look too much at that, but let's see how Mirage makes this work. So immediately he goes for 2 bases, because this is, of course, a 2v2 map. And just after that, he's putting up his first barracks to get some kind of unit production. I have no idea how he's going to pull this off. Either of these AI commanders are really difficult to win against, especially on Brutal, and both of these are playing together on Brutal. So the challenge is going to be steep. And while Mirage has his 2 bases up, Vokurka has his 2nd base up, and Major Galt is, of course, building up his own amount of workers, getting a lot of barrack production. And one thing he does is produce 2 of each Lancer and Exo. So every time he produces 1 from his barracks, he gets 2, and they are at maximum veterancy. Now Vokurka seems to be sending out additional imps, maybe for scouting, maybe for taking additional bases. We will see about that. For now, he only has some bot persona Vokurka shouting flyers, so basically shadow flyers, which are special for Vokurka. 2 Stormgates are activating at once. Let's see if Mirage does have any plans for that. He has 3 barracks up, no production right now, so mostly building up for some kind of defense. He's probably tried this before, so he knows some kind of attack is coming at some point. So both Vokurka and Major Galt are sending out their units, taking the first Stormgate, probably going to grab it without problems. Vokurka is super specialized in creating fiends, and his phantoms. So when he starts attacking the other player, and they even get a Faerun with them, they go for the 2nd Stormgate. When he starts attacking the other player, he will get a lot of free units, which doesn't time out like they normally do, and it can be a quite overwhelming force. So Mirage is up to his... He has got a little bit of production. He has some flak cannons. He's created an additional couple of sentry posts, but for now he's not going for too much Ethereum, just for a bit of exo production. Even with that, he's mostly going for static defense, it seems, and still on command posts, so still on tier 1. Meanwhile, Major Galt is checking out, is there any additional bases that he hasn't seen. So the AI does its best, even though it's also just hanging out, standing still at the 2nd Stormgate. A creeping horror has joined the fray, and it seems like the unit production has paused for now. No? Usually the AI pretty much works in waves. So for now he's sending out a scout, one of the happy dogs, trying to figure out what's going on. And what's going on is a huge bunch of defense. Repair-o-matic ready to help with all this defense, these sentry posts, additional barracks being put up, some boosts for the servos going on, and additional barracks. And it seems like Mirage is just getting ready to push back this first wave whenever that might hit. Now he's going for his third base. That might just fall whenever this scout realizes, or doesn't realize that it's there. Scout goes down, but here comes the first wave of attack from the AI. Major Galt and Vokurka acting together in happy harmony. And this small force is not going to push back all of this once it hits. This command post, I would say, should probably be abandoned. Yeah, Vokurka is doing his magic thing, putting down a trap. And then here we go. Okay, so this small force is being pulled apart by flak cannons completely. The creeping horror is being healed by the Pharaon. And at this point Mirage has quite a nice force compared to what's streaming in from the two AI players. Nothing can be done from the AI, so they have to fall back. Both Vokurka and Major Galt fell down. Or Vokurka actually managed to escape and Major Galt made it back. So he probably died immediately meeting those flak cannons. And here we have some Spriggans joining. So for the second wave we have additional flyer units from Major Galt. He's also up to 3 bases, while Vokurka is still on 2. Going for the second round of Stormgates. Vokurka taking 1 with his Spriggans. It's probably going to go fast. Mirage is building up his production at his second base. No issue holding that, which is fortunate. He's going for the third base. Now he's abandoning his sentry posts, maybe refunding those and building a second line of defense further down. You need a pretty lively economy to keep up your production. Mirage is at almost the same supply as Major Galt. These Spriggans doing their best to take down one of the Stormgates. Major Galt joining as well. Spriggans of course don't do too much damage, but they have a interesting binding saliva that reduces movement and attack. And I thought there was something about armor as well, but nope. And with Vokurka, there's also an additional curse effect going on. This second Stormgate they won't be able to grab, but now Major Galt has his first Atlases ready. And the Atlases of Major Galt are able to fire their big gun without deploying, which is a huge advantage. And as a disadvantage, they deal additional friendly fire. I don't think that will be too much of an issue, but maybe it will. The combination of 2 AIs working together could be a problem. Flak cannons going up, repair-o-matics going up, and by now the army size of Mirage is looking pretty solid. He's even pushing ahead on supply with 4 full bases mining. Still not a lot of Therium. Well, actually a nice amount of Therium. But here we go. Okay, Major Galt coming in. They're being pushed back immediately. Major Galt trying for a single small attack. Can they chase him down? Major Galt is of course the big bad strong unit, able to deal out a lot of damage with some special powers and a lot of other powerful boosts compared to normal units. So at this stage Mirage seems to have stabilized pretty nicely, and a single Stormgate is getting ready to fire. Will Mirage even try to attack that, or will he leave it for all the other for the AI players to grab that as well. It seems like the AI are just pulled towards the Stormgates. They love those juicy Stormgates and the free units that you might get. And Mirage could use that to his advantage, but he's taking his 5th base, bringing up his total to just 2 below the AI's combined base count. And while the AI is grabbing the Stormgate, Mirage is deciding, I'll just hang back. So Major Galt, Vokurka, a Vile Lurker, and a bunch of Atlases at this point. They are always quite dangerous when they get too close. Even though they also have this small disadvantage of damaging itself when it attacks. So that might be a problem. Now Power Stones going down for the AI. Will they boost their own heroes, or will they just pull those back and not use them for anything? We will see. Mirage still holding back, keeping a defensive posture, building up additional production. The Power Stones going back. Will we see a Servo Power Stone? No. Okay, maybe an Atlas? No. Okay, Power Stones going on the attack along with the main armies. Spriggans, Flyers, not able to do much. A huge boost from Major Galt. Mirage has his own Atlases firing. The Atlases of Major Galt is not able to get in position. They just wander about. A whole bunch of Skulls of Shedda going down from Vokurka. But now Vokurka is being attacked by a few Lancers. And it seems like Mirage efficiently pushed back this attack. Vokurka just hanging out, putting down a Forsaken Trap. Major Galt pulling back to one of his bases, hanging out with a few Power Stones, just in case you need them. You never know when you might want to boost one of your units. Seems like one of these Atlases got empowered, bringing up its total health to 650 from 300 and increasing its attack speed by a little bit. So that's nice. Vokurka still hanging out. He really loves his little trap, trying to lure Mirage to attack him. Mirage doesn't care. He's putting up another base, pushing out his base a little bit. Vokurka is doing another ritual, another trap, grabbing a bunch of his. Okay, and this puts out a few fiends. Vokurka is throwing around Skulls of Shedda, and now here comes Galt. Vokurka falls down. Major Galt is going for the front line, pulling back though. It seems a bit scary for him to actually engage with this army of Mirage. The Atlas going down, exploding, but not hitting any of Mirage's units. Major Galt is scared of what's going on from Mirage's army. A hurricane is joining, and this might be the force that Mirage is waiting for to start pushing back the two brutal AIs. He's grabbing his first Stormgate. Nothing the AI can do with the additional damage. It takes no time at all almost. The second Stormgate, could that reveal anything interesting? He's going for it. Vokurka is also going for it with his Brigands, but he decides against it. Nothing coming out of the Stormgate as of yet, but here we go. 2 Soul Forges, so he wants some additional Hurricanes probably. The force of Mirage is still just lurking about. The Soul Forges hanging out. And now Major Galt decides it's time to go do a little dance around one of his bases. Vokurka hanging out, not throwing down any traps. Okay, throwing down a trap. And here we go, additional Hurricanes. That's going to be a nice force. Now Major Galt going into Mirage's. Major Galt falling down once again. The Atlas is doing a lot of damage, but the Hurricanes with their impressive range just blast away at the force of Major Galt. Mirage is probably about unstoppable by now. He even has a Stormcaller in his mix. So with this small force, he could just take down this small command post from Major Galt, but instead The Stormcaller is used and a huge tornado is sweeping out towards Vokurka and all his Skulls of Shedda and all that stuff. The Hurricanes throwing down his fighters, his bombers. Vokurka falling down to the dimensional storm, going into the Atlas line, burning them down with sheer force of wind. The Hurricanes joining the storm, burning through the front line of Major Galt. The final army of Major Galt is pushed back to one of his forward bases. Mirage is down to not a lot of forces right now. And even with his medtechs, he's probably not going to be able to push back with a double empowered Atlas actually. So this last force of Major Galt is able to build up really quickly with his double production, even though they're all trapped. Okay, so he can build up quickly, but they're trapped. Lucky one for Mirage. Going back to his own base, his own force is not as trapped as Major Galt's. They're able to move out. He probably wants to push this, but to push you need resources and army. Vokurka on the other hand is pretty much out of the game. He's given up at this point. Major Galt is even starting to build into his area, and Vokurka is probably not really a contender anymore. But Major Galt is. Major Galt with his 279, 85, 89 supply going up really quickly. But Mirage not far behind, building up Hurricanes, Lancers and Exos, and even a Graven, which is one of the units that has changed quite heavily with this new patch. So each player, the AI and the player, going for an attack on the Stormgate. Major Galt pushing into the force of Mirage. Mirage focus firing Major Galt, and he has absolutely no chance against this overwhelming power of Hurricanes, Atlases and everything else. But this huge amount of Atlases just putting down continued fire, trying to take the Stormgate is not enough. So what he's going to do, Major Galt, is blasting away at Mirage's army. The Atlases will not stand down, will push away this force of Mirage, and Major Galt is back to maxed out 298 supply. Vokurka is back in the game. He decides, Major Galt, you're not going to get this win alone. I'm going to push you, or push the Stormgate and join the party. But Mirage is trying to grab these reinforcements. He has a Swarm Mother. Not sure he's actually used it yet, but at least we didn't see it. The Swarm Mother dies before any children came out of her belly. Now the 3 Hurricanes could put down a lot of bombers on top of these Atlases, but the Atlases just keep hurting themselves, hurting each other, and basically just destroy themselves. I'm sorry, Major Galt, but even though you have a lot of heavy, strong units, it's not going to help you much if they kill themselves. Now, Mirage is pretty much up to maxed again, so his production is solid. A lot of fun stuff coming out of him. Major Galt building 9 more Atlases, and these Hurricanes will probably be able to push those back without much issue. Of course, the Atlases don't have any chance of shooting up. Now we have 2 bases really close to each other, so this is getting into the late game. And Major Galt is attacking. Now we have a lot of bombing runs going down from the Hurricanes. The Atlases just melt. Major Galt with his Lancers and his hero unit, Major Galt himself, try and attack the large flying fortresses of Mirage. Mirage ignores the base to the north. No reason to attack the economy when you can go for the kill At this point, it's more about the production buildings and actually getting an edge on the force of Major Galt. But he goes back, attacks the command post. He needs the minerals or the Ethereum and Luminite himself. The Hurricanes are doing great work. He's being healed by nanoswarms from the ground army, from the medtechs. The Atlases at this point just come into the fight and kill themselves. They don't see any reason to do any tactical moves. This Stormgate is probably going to go down, and we'll see what comes out of it. Will this help the final push of Mirage? He's maxed out, so whatever he adds is going to go above the 300 mark. The Hurricanes are at a critical mass right now. And out comes a couple of Soul Forges, so even more Hurricanes ready to push forward. Mirage at 322 supply. The Atlases do not have a chance, cannot do anything. The few Exos doesn't even matter. The Hurricanes of Mirage, the Storm moving forward over the AI, trying to stick to its routines, its mission points and its tactics built to completely destroy and humiliate the human players. They do not even matter. The Hurricanes are just too much. Bombing runs going down. Even though Mirage is below 300 supply again, there's no stopping this. And all these poor Atlases seem to be trapped, seem to be completely jerking out. So it'll be a fun, nice little shooting gallery for these Hurricanes once they find the main base. But you might as well clean up after yourself. So once you started attacking the forward bases, just clean them up. And the stream of Exos does absolutely nothing. Major Galt will probably see all his Atlases die. Spriggans trying to take down a few Hurricanes, but Mirage with no problem just pulling away the ones being attacked. Vokurka doing his best to throw Skulls of Shatter against his enemies. Now he knows where they are, he can see what they can see, but does it matter? It probably does not. Vokurka takes a lot of punishment, but down he goes. It seems like Major Galt has probably given up as well. And down comes the bombing runs from all these Hurricanes, blasting away at the Atlases. Major Galt is doing his best to keep up production, but nothing can stand in the path of a Hurricane storm. Atlases burning down, exploding, damaging each other, damaging buildings, damaging everything. It's just a flood of destruction against this poor AI, doing its best to follow its processes, its written instructions, but to no avail. The final line of Atlases is being blasted, not even bothering with bombing runs right now. Well, here they come. Major Galt pops up, respawns and dies immediately. He must know this is the end. Hurricanes hanging in the skies above the two AI bases, the human vanguard, making sure these poor, soulless machine minds have died. And there we go. GG. Mirage wins the game against the dual brutal AI with a whole bunch of economy pushing against the back of his Hurricanes. Nice game. Fun stuff. Well, this was my first cast of Stormgate, and if you enjoyed it, please give me a like and tell me in the comments what I should cast next. See you later. Bye bye.